Alright, g'day and welcome. And today we're going to be going back to where we left off yesterday. Trying to bash our heads against this. They call it ancient jewel. It's bloody cruel is what I call it. But anyway. So I've been doing some brainstorming. I haven't actually gone through and practiced this yet. Just been more mind crunching and trying to work out. At the very least yesterday, not last night, sorry, we had a look. The big hitter comes from the bottom, the archer comes from the top, and I did actually mean to do a little bit more research than I have on this, but that very clearly flopped on its face, because I ended up sleeping in a bit too long. Anyway. Make the most of a bad situation and see how we go. So what I'm actually going to do this time, since it is a physical AoE, I'm actually going to put Lapland in similarly to where I had it set up last time, except last time I believe I had Armia here and Lapland here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap them around. Because I believe that I can probably get, maybe, Lapland to survive a hit. Ideally, I do wish I had a better tank that I could use. Better is probably not the word I'm after, to be entirely honest. I wish I had a tank that actually had... hell... a tank in an area, I should. Like Quora, Bubble, that had an active skill that I could use when I want instead of Liskarm's, which is on its own timer. Now that's what's really going to bring me undone in most instances, because I just can't activate that when I want. Obviously I do have 6 stars with abilities like that, but I'm trying to avoid using the 6 stars. Also, I'm going to bring in Utage instead of Red, just to try and... Utage's skill 2, I should say. Just to try and work down the archer, because I'm hoping that Utage will be able to get the damage I need across. I'm also going to swap Armia to a skill 3. Just to try and make sure that we really get the damage down. I'm bringing Folnik because Folnik is also another damage dealer, as well as a healer. She's not a great healer, but I'm hoping that damage skill might work in my favor. It probably won't, we'll see. And again, I'm just bringing blue and platinum. I probably won't bring platinum. I will probably bring... there we go, Grey Throat. Because I'm actually going to be using them for a very specific reason. The archers this time. Learning from what I did last time, I'm just going to do a brief reshuffle of operators, see how it works out. I'm not expecting it to just 100% go, but we're going to see how it works out, and if it works out the way I'm hoping it will, even if I fail, it's going to be that point of progress. And that point of progress is really what I'm after. So I'm deploying my vanguards like this, mainly because Zimmer has it. While Zimmer is very good in the survivability area, she's not so great in damage. So once that's done, I'm going to throw down my archers like that. And then I'm going to throw in Lapland right here. And then we're going to go for our healers. So silence here. And Folnik right after. So I didn't get that drone, unfortunately. I could probably put Armia down and recall her. No, that drone's taking off, so I won't bother. So as you can see, this really hasn't worked the way I thought it would. I was hoping that I could place archers without too much trouble and it wouldn't really cause any dramas. As anybody can see, that just didn't happen. The tanky stuff that comes out of these two entry points has just swarmed this whole front row. And essentially, unless Folnik can assist in getting them down, that entire row is just going to buckle. So I'll keep going to see how it works out, but so far I believe the whole thing is just going to buckle. And yeah, there goes Lapland, so the line is eventually going to buckle. So that was the first thing I wanted to try coming into this, straight up, is just reorganizing the archers to try and get down more of those drones. Clearly that didn't work. If I had the fast redeploy sniper at a better point, I would probably try and push her up. But unfortunately I don't have a push up. I need more arts damage, so I'm going to swap Lapland skill. It's a very high possibility I'm going to leave Armia in there in a more reliable spot. Outside of that though, it looks okay. I don't think I need to change anything else, so I'll just jump straight into it and see how I go from there. So once again, just pop the vanguards in a decent enough spot. Skills when we can. Lapland here. And this time I think I'm just going to... Yeah, okay, so that's alright. So I can pop those archers in there and there. I may not actually pop blue in at all. Or at least not there. I may just put it here facing up to get rid of them. Or at least do some damage to them. The reason for that is I really want Folnik to be able to reach that far tank, so where Scavenger is. So now I'm just going to wait a little while. And I'm also going to mute my phone because it doesn't want to shut up today. As I mute it, I get another message. Bloody hell. So we're going to pop in our second healer, Scavenger skill, just to try and make some headway. Use Folnik's skill just to get some more damage on these tanks, the heavy hitters. Okay, and now we're going to start redeploying. I'm also gonna do that. I'm really just waiting for this next skill from Zimmer to go through. There she goes. So Nearl in. Armia's skill is ready. Pop the drone down to assist with some healing. Now I'm just gonna wait and see what comes out from here. So again, the drones are coming out. Now I'm gonna miss the bulk of these drones, but I'm fairly certain that every drone is just these little stun bombs. But that said, I'm fairly certain at the same time that so we'll try and use blue to get some of them down. I was hoping to get one more, but that's alright. We have 4 of these bombs now. Not a drama. And now this should be the last wave. It should be these 2 and then the big 2 bosses. So yep, we have the 2 big bosses coming in. I'm going to deploy Scavenger here just to get some extra damage on this one behind Nearl. And when this guy starts moving forward, I am going to pop Utage in here. I'm just waiting for him to fire his next shot. There he goes. I was hoping he would have put more damage on Utage, but he hasn't. But again, that's slightly my fault because I was relying on Folnik, and I know Folnik is one of those really, really specific healers. She's not great at healing, but at the same time, she's good where you need more damage but don't need a lot of healing, and I was hoping that Silence would have been able to keep up, but that's clearly a no. So from there, we're going to just drop back to... Well, I say drop. It's probably not the accurate term. We're going to go to Warfarin. Utage did the job I wanted her to do, so that's no drama. As far as I can tell, everybody did the job I wanted them to do, so no worries. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swap Blue's skill, because I believe by using that skill I may get a few more of the drones. Outside of that though, I'm more or less satisfied with how this is all going. It's still very trial and error, obviously, but so far it looks good. Once again, I am going to be... Well, probably shouldn't have done that, but that's alright. Just have to get Lapland down nice and early. But because I've botched that, I'm actually going to have to put Blue facing down. So I'm going to have to reverse the bulk of what I'm doing.
敵の視界には何も映らない。心配無用よ。わかりました。さあ、あと少し。テクニックを使えばこれくらい楽勝でしょ。
So there we go, we got one mine, which is good. Now we're going to get our healers in place.
ビビってんじゃねえ。冷静に早くしろクイズ。テクニックを使えばこれくらい楽勝でしょ。ちゃんと直すから。
Use Silence's drone just to keep the healing going. Okay, so I've lost both of them. I didn't want to. I wanted to hold on to them for a bit longer, but... we'll throw our tanks in. Throw the drone in to keep going. Now the reason I lost those vanguards that time as opposed to last time was when this group came in, I was using Folnik's skill. Which is an AoE attack plus heal. So she attacks enemies, but in an AoE radius around them they heal, like other friendly operators. So that's the only reason that crumbled there where it didn't last time. So now we have the big drone rush. And we're also going to have these nasty little guys come through. So we're doing quite well, we've got a couple. I'm actually going to hold off on Blue's skill, because I'm more than satisfied with how many I got out of all that. And she got another one anyway. And then when the bosses come out, that's when I'm going to use Blue's skill. So I'm going to put this drone down straight away. And then just wait a minute. There he is. Blue's skill. Now Blue's probably going to go down. I was hoping she would have survived another hit, but she didn't. So I'm going to wait for this next attack. So now the big issue, as you can see, is I've got one thing here. Yeah, and he's just completely poleaxed that entire row. So I'm gonna actually need to take that up to a 6-star tank because they're the only ones that I have that actually have proper usable defensive skills, which I'm gonna need. I'm just gonna quickly go and grab a drink of water because I forgot to grab a drink before I started because I slept in like a fool. So I'm gonna grab a drink of water, reassess the team, and then we'll be back. Now, another massive issue I'm seeing is that I'm very concerned about how much splash he's doing. I'm really not completely convinced that even if I do bring a heavy tank, such as Hoshi or Nian, that either are really going to happily walk off the damage. I'm not entirely sure that a single tank is going to make the difference. And that's just quickly glancing at what I see. So anyway, we're going to try with Nian's third skill. For those of you who don't have Nian or just haven't leveled her, it's an AoE defensive skill. So it adds defense and block rating to all the units around her. It's a funny radius, so it's not exactly 8. I can't recall what the size is, but it's a fair size. I'm also going to change where I place Utage. In an attempt to try and limit how much damage comes back onto the main group. I'm not too sure how well it's going to work, but I'm going to try. Because essentially at this point in time, it's really, really strictly what can I get away with throwing down in order to limit, well, everything. Everything, really. So as you can see again, we've just got a big group. So I really need to keep Silence's drone on a very high cycle. And I'm going to very quickly shuffle Nearl in. There we go. Lapland's going to go down. Yeah, okay, so I've made a mistake in deployment and everything's just bum rushed straight through that line. Not ideal.
私は大丈夫です。皆さん、しっかりしてください。
I've been sort of tweaking deployment lines, trying to get something that works just a little bit more effectively. As you can see, that time it definitely didn't work. Time it kicked me in the bum. So we'll go back to us more or less what I was doing. I'm still going to keep slightly tweaking what I was doing.
毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。
飛ぶでもがいてろ。悪くない位置取りだね。力と栄光を。
了解しました。他の人はついてこれる。
So this time I've just straight away thrown all my DPS in, which hasn't worked because these nasty archers have just come straight through and done bad things to me. So that means I'm going to have to deploy Nian earlier than I want to. And it also means I'm going to have to deploy Nearl a lot quicker than I want to. So just because I'm falling behind on healing, I'm going to activate Nian's skill. By the time the end boss comes through, she should have that skill back up, so it shouldn't be a drama. So now I'm just going to deploy Scavenger here to get some extra damage in. I'll leave her on until her skill cycles and then I'll pull it back out straight away. So there goes the skill. And then we'll yank her out.
敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備をしてください。敵の視界には何も映らない。心配無用よ。幻覚が見えるかしら。
So we got a fair few of them down, so that's fine. Deploy this drone nice and early so it cycles quick. And here's the archer. Now I'm just going to let this archer go. I'm not going to try and block it, I'm not going to try and stop what it's doing, I'm just going to let it go. And I have absolutely no idea what just did that. But that's sort of okay. So now we're going to pop Utage here. And Utage there is just to get damage on that guy, that's it. And I've just noticed something else. So as soon as Amiya's skill puts her in the ground, we're going to move her back. She's going to retreat, so we're going to get blue in. And I'm just waiting for this stun to run out to see what happens. Okay. So this enemy here, which is something I've just now noticed, so I feel like a bit of a dickhead. This enemy here always starts off with its maximum charge hit. So the first thing you absolutely want to do is get something in front of it to take that hit. It'll one-shot it, but that's life. Now, outside of that, it'll then swing 3 more times before it'll use that ability again. And when it starts using that ability, you drop one of these ill-temper mines on it. It'll stun it. And it should, from what I've just seen now, it should recycle the cooldown. So another 3 hits, and then it'll try and do it again. And as you can see, its regular hits are not doing damage. So we're going to redeploy Utage here. And they all just blew up. So there we go. It's charging its attack. And I was a bit slow on the mine, but everything's down anyway. So obviously we're going to have issues. I'm going to... I don't know if this is salvageable, but I'm going to sit here and do what I can because my healers are out of range of everything, so... So it's doing its attack, put down the stun mine, interrupt the attack, redeploy bit simmer, and I'm just waiting for it to come out of stun to see what happens. Yes, it's starting its cycle a second time. And I may have buggered that up. Yes, I did, but that's alright. They've walked it off. Now I'm going to actually put a sniper back here because I want to see if I can get away from this archer. No, I can't. So that hit, and this should be its 3rd hit, so we're going to use Nian's skill. No, I was wrong, that's only the 2nd, that's alright though. 3rd hit, and Nian's skill has tanked it all, so that's fine. And Nian's skill is also tanking the physical damage from those guys, kind of, sort of okay. Healers are buckling, so I'm going to deploy a scavenger there to try and mitigate some of the damage. Nian's skill has kept Scavenger alive, which is fine. They're both going down at kind of sort of the same rate. Okay, the tank is down. Oh, the archer's down, sorry, so it's exclusively Nian now. I'm going to keep Nearl here, just so she can assist with healing when this happens, and... Okay, she's been one shot. And there's nothing I can do to stop that.
Mission accomplished.
So now the question boils down to, well, what do we need? Blemish Shine's going to have to go because I need a fast redeploy. It doesn't matter which fast redeploy you pick because they're probably going to get smacked. I'm going to pick Red because she has physical and arts dodge, so I'm just going to sit there and pray to whatever god it is that maybe she avoids the attack and can get a little bit of extra damage on there.
成功。
Outside of that, I'm really just trying to think of what I can put behind the line to mitigate the damage that comes back. And there's not really a lot that I can pick. Because even going up to, say, Exousia, her defensive skills are not too much better. Like, I don't think they're enough that it's going to tip that balance. I'll try Platinum. I just want to try and get the archers back from the front line so they're not getting hit. So I'm going to do more or less the same thing as I did last time. Just push in as much of my damage as I can straight away. I'm going to try and time that skill a little better. Not sure if that was actually better or not, but... Silence in, and hopefully that will keep these two vanguards alive. Deploy red just to get some damage in there. And I'm going to hold red in there until I see that enemy swing and pull red back straight away. Now I want to deploy Nearl first, and then I want to deploy Nian facing up. Then I'm going to pop a drone in straight away just to keep them balanced, because there's a very good chance that as soon as you deploy your tanks, they're just not ready, they've got no skills, they've got no nothing. So your tanks are just going to get hammered the second you pop them in. So I've got two enemies here hammering Nian. So I'm going to deploy red again just to sort of cull them through. Drone here again just to keep them topped up. And when that enemy gets to about half health, I'm going to pull red back because I need red. Have to use red. So understandably, the more of these you get down, the easier it's going to be for you. That's just the bottom line of it. So I got all but one. Perfect. I was hoping that skill would last a little longer so I might get some hits on the boss, but I don't think it's going to happen. Now what I'm going to do, as you can see, this guy's coming straight through the back here, hitting silence, so I'm just going to pop the drone there. So I do not want silence healing herself, or I want her healing herself as little as possible. Pop red down here. Red survived a single hit. Now I'm going to keep red there as long as I can. So I lost platinum, which I was hoping I wouldn't, but I have. And then we're going to bring Utage in here. And I really need to get this enemy down, so I'm going to pop Scavenger there. Now I'm going to redeploy red again, just to make sure that that ability isn't going to cycle, which I presumed it was, so that's fine. Now I'm actually going to hold off on Armia's skill just a little bit. So that was 3 hits, so now it should be using its big hit. No. Get platinum back down, because why not? Okay, that's another regular hit. There's the red eye. So now we're stunned. Deploy red again just to get some damage on that other one that's not dying in there. Red has now tanked a hit from that. And now straight away we're going to use Nearl's skill because everything in there is getting hit by something. So now we're going to deploy Utage. And blue. And I missed that one. Trying to juggle skills, but we're going to use Armia's skill. And since we lost... Oh, red's ready. I'll use red. You want a healing drone as soon as possible, because everything is just getting hammered, as you can see. I want Zimmer here. So I've stopped that skill, thankfully, because that would have really caused me a lot of trouble. Armia's skill has just expired. This guy is not dying, so we're going to put red here facing down. Because I absolutely need this one's health down. Ah. So far things are looking okay-ish. I'm not going to say they're looking great because they certainly aren't. This archer still hasn't gone down, but so there's a very specific reason I actually put Lapland there instead of somewhere in here. I probably should have put Lapland right in front of Warfarin, because I do not want anyone but Nearl attacking this now. Because as you can see, it's on a slither of health, and I cannot let that die until this one gets down a lot further than it is. So we're going to get red down again to help. And I'm not even going to deploy any of my oh, actually I probably could deploy some of my archers. So we're going to put the drone here to help try and keep these guys alive from this archer. Red down, that's fine. Interrupt the skill. So as you can see, so far looking good. Nian's skill. And right now it's looking perfectly fine. Now because I've got Nian's skill active, I'm not going to bother trying to stop that. I'm just going to pop the drone down to keep people alive, that's it. And Nian's going to completely flop and let me down. So Utaga has now got that one down. I did a very bad thing by placing there. I'm just waiting for red, that's all I'm waiting for now. Deploy red, and red should finish her up, that boss off.
Mission accomplished.
Now the big point to note is that you can use any tank, but you need to have a tank where you can activate a defensive ability. I have no 4 stars and no 5 stars where you can just activate a defensive ability, so I had to jump up to Nian. You could use Quora, Bubble. I'm not too sure how many of the 5 stars actually have defensive ability. Asbestos might. Given I think that's weak to resistance. Which one's that? That's the archer. So they're both weak. Oh no, that's resistant. Yeah, okay. So you could probably use Asbestos if Asbestos has a skill, which I'll just double check so I'm not talking shit. Defender. I think Croissant has one too, actually. Oh no, it's activated automatically as well. Ugh. As much as I praise Beagle, I don't think Beagle would be great. Who else? I was going to check Asbestos. What's her second skill if I promote her? Oh, AoE, yeah. AoE damage, there you go. So yeah, that would work. There you go. Bison's another one. I think Hung's just got healing skills. I'm not sure that would work. Matterhorn. That would. So Matterhorn with second skill would work as well. Bubble, first skill. So those are essentially what you need. But you need something that activates a defensive skill when you need it. So if you do run out of mines and you can't stun the attack, hopefully you can soak it. At least that's the idea. And you try and be a little less messy than I was when I did that too, because that was sloppy as hell. 6 on the tiles on the battlefield, no longer ready for deployable. Yeah, no longer available for deployment, so we'll just pop this in and we'll see where these tiles are, because the map doesn't tell me. It's probably going to be the 6 tiles behind those healing squares. Okay, that's bloody shocking is what that is. That's probably not going to be something that you can wing
もうドクターぼーっとしてないで走
with
るよ
low tier units, that one. Just on the basis that everything is going to be so in your face the whole damn time. Alright, so thinking about how you'd approach this, of all things, is going to be interesting. And horrible and horrible. So, for Vanguards, I'm just thinking the amount of damage you are actually going to need initially is going to be massive.
めんどくせえ
Like, it's going to be massive commitment to get damage across, and I'm just trying to think very hard about
何か言わなきゃダメなのか
how to best get that damage across.
すべての害悪は私が振り払おう
So I'm going to run with Saria in this particular one. Saria first skill. Hmm.
お前の采配に対しては私にも意見する権利がある
No, I'm actually going to wait for this. I'm going to start working on the challenge modes from back here. Because I'm going to need to brainstorm that so badly. So all enemies have increased hit points, so that should be fairly straightforward. So I'll just throw together a quick group for this one. Probably won't be anything too special.
新たなデータをパッケージにビルドしました
Sniper. For this one in particular, I'm just going to use a very quick, nasty group. Just to bash through these early maps as quickly as I can. Do I have Vanguards? I do. Tanks, these two. Grab Ethan.
今壁が目の前で動いたって？何言ってんだ、そんなことあるわけねえだろ。
I might have to do.
了解カッター入隊
So I'll bring those and we'll see how we go. Shouldn't be too hard to bash through this particular one, I don't think. The only real problem is the increased hit points, which should be mitigatable.
準備完了出立するやるぞ
武器は磨いてあるアーツユニットチャージ中
当然私だろやっち 力と栄光を。早く勝負でもがいてろ。
このまま行くぞ。この切っ先で貫く。
I need to get Ethan in. Oh, I've missed one already. Bugger.
私が後始末をつけよう。
So I'm gonna have to go a bit heavier on my vanguards. That's all that one is. So Scavenger's gonna get up to Texas. Yep. When I can find her. Texas. I'll go with skill 2 because there's a big bunch of units. I'll swap Zimmer over to the second skill as well. And we'll work like that. So we'll pop down Zimmer first because I really need Zimmer's skill to start charging first. Now, whoop, Ethan's going to be facing that way to help Zimmer. I'm going to hold off on Texas's skill until as many of them come in, so say... Actually, I'll wait until this skill's ready before I do it. So we'll use that. And wait for that last one to get in range. There we go, looks good. Frost Leaf. So while Texas is getting overwhelmed, as you can see, Zimmer's perfectly fine, so that's okay. So once again, I'm going to wait until the two skills line up. And I'm actually going to be swapping out Zimmer for Cutter. So we just wait for them all to clump up again and use Texas's skill. Cutter's skill whenever it's up. You just use Cutter's skill on a cycle, that's it. There's no real rhyme or reason to that one. So the only downside I've got at the moment is the Cutter's taking way more damage than I wanted to. Firewatch's skill, wait for this archer to move into where Texas can hit her. There we go. Speed that up again. Takes us to skill just to grab that one. It still had another lap to go, but why not? Everything was in the right spot. I'm not sure if her skill will hit that. Yes, it will, so I'll wait until it moves up another square, and then I'll use Cutter's skill. Looks good. And then it's just a waiting game until this one walks back around to where everybody can hit it again. There we go.
Mission accomplished.
私は止まらない。復讐を果たすまでは。
So it's more or less the same as how I did it the first time. I just up the damage because the mobs have more health. So the ice crystals release waves more frequently. Again, the way I had this set up last time, it's completely irrelevant. Nothing's going to change. I did pull in short, but I think I'm going to have to swap snipers. So I was using... I think I was using Grey Throat. I wasn't using Cutter. I was using Blue, I think. I was using Shirayuki, sorry, second skill. I was using Zimmer's first skill. I won't bother pulling out Texas. There's not much point. And I need to bring proper healers. If I can find my proper healers. Frostleaf and Lapland aren't needed, so just bring more damage. Who else? I suppose it doesn't really matter. So again, this is just a straight up rinse repeat. I'm using a different group to who I used the first time. I probably should have done them as I went, but I'm not, so you get what I remember to bring. So these all have the same range, they just cycle twice as fast. That's it. Nothing else special about them. Shirayuki skill just to help get those drones down. We'll pop down Armia there. Ethan in the middle here. Start replacing our vanguards. There we go. That is it. Now, from this point on, it's just a waiting game. The only enemies you really want to watch out for are if there are any red ones Bs. I didn't actually look, so I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it so far. So far it looks perfectly okay. Just keep the skills on cycle, that's the only thing. I mean, obviously if you're running 6 stars, then it doesn't matter. The 6 stars will probably eat most things. But yeah, if you are using lower level stuff, then just keep your skills on cycle. That's just the important thing, is just keep them on cycle. Enemies have increased movement speed, so this is another one of those dicey ones. With these not so great fellas. Due to the increased speed, I am actually going to bring Angelina. I'm going to yank Ethan. And I'm going to bring Angelina. Wherever Angelina is. Angelina first skill. She's my best slower. And that's pretty much the reason for it. There's no other reason other than that. I'm going to swap Blue's skill over to the second skill. Although I may use Grey there, I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens. Tank's fine, healers are fine, Vanguards are fine. The only thing is I might swap Texas' skill over, and seeing as how I'll swap both of them to their skill too. The reason for that is faster movement speed tends to mean more cloggage at wherever you're tanking them. So Zimmer's attack and defense boost will help with that, and Texas's AoE second skill will help as well. Other than that, the only issue, as we saw with this one, was getting those runners down. So we're going to do what we did last time, which is just set up a little cross defensive thing here with our Vanguards. As you can see, the movement speed so far is not an issue with regular units. It's really just an issue with it's really just going to be an issue with the runners that come out of here. Oh, that's not Angelina. So we're just going to set up as best as we can to just get as much damage in this little corridor as we can. The drones come along the top, so that's why I've got Greythroat at the top, because she's a very good drone killer. And Angelina happily keeps those slowed. So since Silence is the more reliable healer, I'm going to pop Silence there. And same as last time, we're just going to pop these here, just to help with these runners. And we're going to pop Meteorite, Shirayuki, sorry, right there. Which may seem counterproductive because she can only attack one cell, sorry, but at the same token, that's very important because she can assist with stuff here. So I can keep Greythroat alive with Silence's drones, use that skill. Just waiting for Texas. Texas skill. Shirayuki's skill. And now, as you can see, we've got a big bottleneck here. So now we're going to push for our tanks.
警戒態勢を維持します。援護する。
So tanks are in. We just killed another drone.
遅すぎる。
Just going to pop these down here. And we're saving blue skill. That's the big one. Got to save blue skill.
テクニックを使えばこれくらい楽勝でしょ。 テクニックをちゃんと直すから。
Another drone. Keep growth rate alive. So here come the big archers. So we will probably lose growth rate.
遅すぎる。
There she goes. So now we have the red runners, and this is where we're going to use that skill. And we're going to pop Meteorite down all the way back here out of the way. Shirayuki skill, because these runners are doing scary things. Little drone down here just to help keep the tanks alive, take the pressure off the healers. And we'll just fast forward that because that's over. That drone's the last one left alive. So it doesn't matter if it gets away. I don't think... Will it? No. Bonk. For what it's worth.
どんなに困難な任務でもドクターさえいればきっと
So
大
again,
丈夫だと信じて
nice,
ます。
easy. You don't need 6 stars. You can use them if you want. Makes it easier, but it's not necessary yet. What do we got? Okay, so this is the wonky one I was trying to wing before and couldn't quite get it to work the way I wanted it to. Blood Boil Casey Chosen have greatly increased hit points. I'm going to assume that's those ones. And those are the ones that come out of this side lane, so we're going to want them dead. Full stop. No questions about it. High defense, low resistance, so we're going to want something in there that can do a lot of arts damage as quickly as possible. There's not a lot of choices for that. For this particular one, I think I was fairly relaxed with who I had in the front row. In fact, I think I used Cutter. Cutter, Bybeak, you can use whoever you want. Guard. The only really important thing is that they need to be a 2-block. That's the only one. So for the sake of argument, let's say we'll bring Cutter. I'll bring first skill.
了解。カッター入隊する。
I want an AoE arts caster. The only problem with this is whoever you pick for your AoE on all the nasties that come through here, you really want somebody who can take the hit, who can do a lot of damage. So that's going to be your one big thing. So let's have a look. Who have we got that can do a lot of arts damage? So, I mean, if you have Yafyala, use her. Mostima. I might try Gitana with second skill. Just because of the attack range increase.
この作戦の行く末を占おう。
Because I've never used that skill and I really would like to see how it works in practice. Whether it flops on its face or if it actually works the way I intend it to. I'm going to keep Liskarm. And I'll swap Texas back to that. Okay, that looks alright. I'll stick with that. Texas on the tanky square. See me here. And I really, really, really want to get Katana out as soon as possible. Did I keep Shirayuki? Yes, I did. Shirayuki there. Blue there. Who am I after for this? No one just yet. I'll pop that there anyway. That was not ideal, but that's okay. So I made a very big mess of all this. I really shouldn't have made as big a mess as I did, but I have. And we're going to pop Cutter in there. Shirayuki needs the boost, and I'm going to put another one on Liskarm just to try and cycle her shield as quick as possible. So here comes the big group. I was hoping Katana would be ready, but she's not, so I'm gonna give her a second skill point booster. And now the rest are all coming out. Shirayuki's skill's still going, so I'm not going to worry too much. And here come the last of them. 1, 2, Katana's skill. Now, ideally, I probably wouldn't have done that. That wasn't my finest moment. I'm gonna recall and replace because I've made a big mistake. Yeah. I don't think that I'm gonna fail this just because of how much damage is now going down range, but ideally Katana was not a good choice for that. I thought her second skill actually had splash damage and it doesn't. So that little dude's just going to wander on through, which I don't want him to do. So we'll just keep Zimmer alive long enough for them to just hack that fellow down.
Mission accomplished.
So Gitano for second skill was not a good idea. You're better off using a more viable AoE.
切れないものが現れる日が来るかもしれない。でもそれは今じゃないし、あんたたちでもないみたいだね。
Oh, goody. These guys. The left-handed knight. 2 gramophones begin under enemy control, so this is not going to be ideal for the same reason it wasn't ideal last time. This, depending on which gramophones actually come under enemy fire, it's probably going to be really bad. But we're going to need to get healers down as soon as humanly possible, probably on these tiles here. That said, also going to need to bring Lapland and a fast redeploy, given that the gramophones are going to be under enemy control. We're going to bring Gravel with the second skill. Shirayuki, yes, we'll keep. I'll leave that for now because I'm not too sure how this is all going to work out. My theory's good, but I'm just not too sure how good with the gramophones under enemy control. The gramophone starting under enemy control always causes an issue, especially if it's the ones right at the top. So thankfully it's not the ones right at the top. Those gramophones have good range. So that means that we can deploy our vanguards where we need them to be. Oh no, bugger. That one's under enemy control. So that means we're now going to have to just sit here and wait the agonizingly long period to get a healer out. And ugh. Definitely not ideal on any circumstance that.
周囲を警戒しておいて、撤退ルートの安全確保は私に任せて。
So I'll cycle around some skills, how I use them to start off. I'm not actually going to change anything just yet. I'm just going to cycle when I use skills. I'm going to use Texas's skill when those enemies get nice up and close to Zimmer, so her skill hits all of them as well. So I'm still going to deploy these two exactly the same. And I'm just going to hold off on skills at the moment. So here we go, 1, 2, and then I'll wait for the third, and then I'll use the skill. Use Zimmer's skill. And I'm going to put, yeah, I'll try that, see how that goes. Healy drone. second
負
healer.
傷した者はすぐに知らせるんだ。
And army are here.
慌てないで。
Blue here.
この時は映りませんから。
Wait again for the skill. Right about now.
皆さんが私のことを信じてくれてますから。
I don't want
他
to
の
do
人は
that,
ついてこれ
but
る。
I'm gonna have to.
ここ。私からは敵は見えるけど、向こうからは
That's alright.
残念だったね。
Not ideal, but
了解。
gonna pop
私の
Shirayuki there. Blue skill.
何時に死をもたらさ。
Simmer's skill.
力と栄光を。
行け。 了解した。
Just keep cycling those skills. That's all you can do at the moment.
ほら頑張れ。
無情の風よ。救急キットだ。使え。
Another drone in to keep the healers going.
皆さんが私のことを信じてくれてますから。
Wait a minute. Really need to get rid of that guy. So I'll pop a bomb under his bum.
当然。
Simmer's skill, Texas skill. Now I should be able to get my tanks in. Or tank, because apparently I only have one.
しかし皆を助ける。
So that mine's about to go off. Blue skill to clear up all his AoE here.
あなた方の命を蝕みますので。
May as well use Shirayuki's skill to help out here. Pop the drone in. Simmer's skill to keep her going. Who went down? Who went down? Who went down? Blue went down. Pop another AoEer in. Very clearly I need those AoEers. I'm really struggling with these guys. Okay, I have that gramophone, so now I'm just gonna move people around again.
いや、一気にかかってこい。さあ、あと少し。
用意、集中砲火。
Okay, I'm gonna recall Shirayuki, pop down my fast redeploy here just to stop this.
命令が
Texas
縛られるつ
skill.
もりはない。
下がって。
Come on, Texas, stay alive. Bugger.
あなたの考えはお見通しですよ。私のことを
Yeah, I think I may have coughed this up a little bit.
じゃあ行ってくる。テクニックを使えばこれくらい楽勝でしょ。
I think. I'm not too sure yet. So far it looks okay. I'm not saying it looked great, but it looks okay. Oh, let's go arm ability. Okay. So unfortunately that's that, and as you can see I have pretty much got that group down too, which is even more annoying. The fact that I nearly got that group down was really, really frustrating. So I actually did make a really big mistake in doing how I did this. How I approached the whole situation, I should say. So, what I'm going to do is, instead of Shirayuki, I'm going to bring... Castle.
デバイススキャン完了。通信機能正常。キャッスル3スタンバイ。いつでもご指示をお待ちしております。
Now there's a very good reason for that. And I'm also going to swap Lapland for someone with a bit more range on that attack. So I'm going to swap her straight out for a Frost Leaf when I can find her. Because Frostleaf just has a better attack area. I also need a second tank, I just realised. Who can I get rid of? No. There we go. So that's what we're going to run with. Probably shouldn't be using Grey Throat, actually. I should probably be using Blue just for the arts. Now the reason for Castle is because Castle's not going to cost me deployment slots. So I can have Castle sitting on one of the gramophone slots, activating it without me having to need anybody else. So this time I'm actually going to deploy Zimmer first, because Zimmer's skill is particularly slow to get going. Texas in second, and push for the healer. (15, 16, 17). Silence in on Zimmer, because obviously Zimmer's on a little bit of struggle streak. And wait. And that looks good. So I'm going to deploy Armia here. Second healer in. And I'm worried about that one. Yes, no, yes. No. Okay. Good. They caught it. Panic mode gone. And now I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful with Blue this time, because Blue died a bit too quickly last time, so... So just waiting on Blue's skill. And I'll need to get a drone down on top of her as soon as the drone's ready. Now, I'm not going to put them there, I'm going to put Gravel there, because Gravel's got a bit more in the way of survivability. And I'm going to put castle over here when this one goes down eventually.
命令を縛られるつもりはない。
See if I can get away with doing this. I'm not sure if I will, but I'm going to try. Nope. Not getting away with that. It's in a skill, 4 skill points. Okay, so that one's gone down straight away, so I'm just gonna put castle there just to get that gramophone working. Deploy a drone again. Skill. Now I'm gonna start popping down mines. Skill. Gravel still hasn't got that, so I'm gonna have to leave her there. I'm really just leaving these vanguards in until about now. I'll see if they can get this group down. Oh, castle went down. Swap them out for tanks. That's the last enemy. Start placing down landmines for when the boss comes. Now, by the looks of it, it doesn't seem like the boss is going to come until such time as everything else is gone. So at the moment it really just looks like an in-your-own-time thing. The only issue is that I can't heal Frostleaf, but whoop, it's a good place for a drone. Just keep using skills as they come available. Pop Texas here, just to try and get this gramophone going. Oh, gravel, redeploy someone here. Again, just to get that gramophone. I haven't got this one yet because everybody took so long. So I now have that gramophone. So I'll pull everybody away and I will put gravel here to try and capture this last gramophone. So this was super sloppy. But thankfully, because these guys are taking so long to die, it's given me a little bit of time to actually capture these last couple of gramophones I've been struggling with. So Frostleaf is going to die here. There's no ifs, buts or maybes about it. It's just a matter of let's keep Frostleaf alive for as long as absolutely possible. Boom. Still waiting on that gramophone. And I'm basically just stunning them for as long as I can. Okay, the last gramophone's up. Pull gravel back. Pop down another stun. I'll pop down Texas because she has a beautiful little AoE. And as you can see, this is done right now. So this fight is all just about getting those gramophones, because as you can see, those gramophones are doing a hell of a lot more damage than any of my operators are. It was sloppy as hell, but as long as you don't finish the main wave, the last boss won't come. Challenge mode, enemies have increased movement speed. This is the maze where we make our maze. So it hasn't stopped us from placing blocks. So again, it's exactly the same as it was the last time. So the last time I believe I had Liscum and... where's my other tank? I had Sidoroka first skill. I didn't need Castle. I think I needed an AoE healer, so we'll pull Warfarin for Telopsis. I probably didn't need Frostleaf. I'll leave Zimmer in Texas because why not? Don't need a fast redeploy. That said, I'm going to bring Utage for the very reason that she has a deploy skill. And just going to fill the rest up with snipers. Actually, I might bring Lapland with second skill because that's arts. And we'll bring Greythroat. Lapland. Zimmer there, Texas there, and then we'll start working on our maze. So one here. One here. One here. Activate skill. Use Texas. One here. And one up here. So now we have drones coming across. Oh no, he got through. Is he gonna... Okay. That's alright. So we'll get our... try and get our drone killers in. I don't think they're going to do a particularly grand job, but... we'll see how we go. They might do okay. Well, Texas can hit that one. Simmer. And now it's pretty much just see how much you can get down in what particular areas. So obviously we're going to mine up here. Silence here. Blue skill. I'm going to lose Texas, so we'll pull her back, set a rocker up the top, make sure she's in Silence's range. I'm going to have to wait for deployment points. Oh no, I think that's gonna... Yeah, one stuck through. Didn't have enough damage on him. So I didn't have quite enough damage down when that guy got to the end, so
システムを再起動してください。
something I'm gonna have to take into consideration. I think I was actually using Durnar at this point. Challenge mode. Slurp up that sanity potion. So yeah, I'll actually just swap her out for Durnar because it's in a healer's range, so I don't need her to be sitting minding her own business or anything like that. Not that I know where Durnar is. Defender. Durnar. Second skill.
いつでも行けるわよ。次の現場はどこ？
And then we'll work from there. So that should fix up that problem entirely. So once again, Zimmer, Texas,
戦闘の準備をしてください。
box, box,
了解した。
skill, box,
毒薬の準備が整いました。
box,
いや、
skill,
一気にかかってこい。
box.
じゃあ行ってくる。
Archers,
ターゲット、ロックオン。
Solopsis.
テクニックを使えばこれくらい
Give
楽
it a
勝。
minute. Use skill.
ゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますので。
Pop down another mine there.
悪くない位置取りだね。
来た来た。もう待ちくたびれたよ。
Mines. All of the mines.
冷静に。私からは敵は見え。
一気にかかってこい。
So now I'm not sure if I'll be able to get Texas through this. I'm certainly going to try, but
当然、私だろ。
遅すぎる。
I am going to deploy Durnar nice and early.
命令を
I want that skill, but I don't think I'm going to get it. No, I didn't. Right as soon as the drone comes up. Yeah, good on
や
you.
ってやるってんだ。
敵の視界には何も映らない。
I also need to get Armia in place.
やってやるってんだ。
了解しました。遅すぎる。
So as you can see, I'm getting a little flooded
当
here.
然、私だろ。
I'm not sure if things will get through or not. I'm really just waiting for this skill. As you can see, my deployment points are really not
私からは敵
carrying
は
well.
見えるけど、向こうからは。
勝利か。
So use that skill.
君にできるかな。
Durnar's happily sitting up here tanking away, so she doesn't care. Zim will get that down. Great.
当然、私だろ。
警戒態勢を維
Let's
持し
go
ま
him out.
す。私のことはお構いなく。
Durnar is dying. Oh dear. Oh dear. So it's even less of an issue of that and more of an issue of
順序よく撤退。
just getting
戦える人は私と一緒に。
getting damage in place is what it really just looks like. This one. So I'm going to leave everything the same. I'm just going to reorientate operators. That's all I'm going to change.
Map と敵座標の DMA 設定を適用しています。少々お待ちください。
So for all intents and purposes, it will just be a superficial change. I just put that box in the wrong spot. So I'm just going to wait It's time for that.
ビビってんじゃねえ命令を甘く
Use that skill. Hopefully I can get some kills with it. Ah, no. Teropsis in first.
チャージ中
No. Blue
ご安心
there.
くださいましこ
That little fella snuck through, but he'll step on the bomb, so no drama.
じゃあ行ってくる遅すぎる
悪くない位置取りだね
敵の視界には何も映らない
So start redeploying bombs.
やって勝利か
Zimmer's skill. Silence in.
集中命令を
I'm just gonna wait for that guy to get in Texas's range.
了
For
解
no other reason than I want the damage on
お
him.
待ちして我が
Blue skill.
何時に死をもたらす
And we're gonna try and get rid of Texas right before she dies. So about there looks good. Armia this time facing north. Dernar in there.
ちゃんと直すから
And that'll allow Armia to attack whatever Dernar's blocking.
敵の視界には何も映らない心配無用よ
So I'm just gonna wait for Zimmer's skill again. Zimmer's skill, and then we're gonna get Liskarm into the
遅
fight.
すぎる
ほら頑張れもうちょっとで僕に勝てるかもしれないよ当然私だろ
There we
視界
go.
良好
So those are just straight drones. They're loot drones. I don't need them. Do I want them? Yes. Do I need them? No. Just gonna wait a little bit for this second guy to
これ
come
くらい
through
楽勝でしょポイント
and then activate blue skill.
テクニックを使えば
Replace
これ
those
くらい楽
mines.
勝でしょ
We're gonna put Silence's healing drone down nice and early on the rear of Dernar, just to make sure that Dernar's being kept alive. Because you saw how quickly last time she actually got lost.
私からは敵は見えるけど
So as you can see, she's now losing the healing fight, so we're going to replace that drone straight away. And her skill's ready, so we're just going to wait for this. I'll wait for Amiya's skill to run out, actually. Because Dernar's skill actually works by her hitting. I can't remember if it's her hitting or being hit. But one way or the other, it's not the best to
遅すぎ
gain.
るポイント
So I'm just going to wait as long as I can to activate her skill so she gets the most out of it. That's it. So Silence is getting hurt. Drop a drone to keep Silence alive so she keeps the heals on Dernar. Dernar has just received a third enemy, so we're going to activate her skill.
テクニックを使えばこれくらい楽勝でしょいただきます
Utage here, because I've just lost Liskarm.
治療モード適用します私からは敵が見えるけど
Pull Utage back.
残念だったね
And these are the last enemies, so we can do whatever we want.
一気に片付けましょうか
Lapland will not be able to tank those enemies, so we're going to have to
腰抜け野郎が
be quite creative about how we go about this.
ドクター
Silence stays on the field, goes away, goes away.
集中砲火始めようちゃんと直すから 命令を。私は格が見えるかしら。
That's just again one of those downsides of using Lapland is that you can't choose when she uses her shield. So again, it's another one of those maps where you're better off using someone who you can control a bit better than Liskarm. Raptor has significantly increased attack range, so this is the one where I had to do a lot of back and forth to try and get these done. The Raptors were not particularly troublesome, damage-wise I should say, but they were exceptionally troublesome as far as killing them went. So what I'm going to have to do is swap in my regular healers. Now I believe last time I actually brought in Exousia for this because I'm not actually sure why I brought in Exousia for it, but I'm not going to use Exousia this time. I am instead going to bring in Yaphiela with third skill. That's it. Because by comparison of Yaphiela to Exousia, I believe Yaphiela will actually be better. That's it. There's no other reason for it. I need two solid defenders, sorry. So we're going to bring Nearl. And I think I needed an AoE damage dealer. So I'm going to bring Beeswax. You can use Mint. Mint was free last event. Blue Poison. I will actually keep it on that second skill. Texas and Zimmer are going to have their regular skills. And the rest are as you see. So Yaphiela being the only 6-star we're bringing. So Zimmer here, because we need the tankier one here, as I recall. Texas here. And then we need to get snipers set up here, straight away, as soon as we can. Yep, so we're going to put her there, and I believe I did that last time. Blue there. Now I'm going to put Armia here. Going to put my better healer here. I probably should have brought Telopsis, but I had a look at how I've done this. Blue skill. Yep, that looks okay. Yaphiela here. Yes, okay, so that looks okay so far. Relatively dissatisfied with Armia there, but I'm going to leave her.
私からは敵が見えるけど向こうからは
So we have one
残念
drone
だったね
scrambler, drone interference. Now that needs to go
先輩
right here.
テクニックを使えばこれくらい楽勝でしょ
誰にも縛られるつもりはない
Yeah, so it's actually killing that drone interface, which is what I was worried it would do, but
敵の視界には何も映らない心配無用よみんなを助ける
so now I'm just going to quickly do the Scar in.
警戒態勢を維持します私からは敵が見え
And
る
same over here, I'm just going to quickly shuffle in Nearl.
残念だったねお待ちしておりの策が見えるかしら
Blue's skill, just to try and get some damage on drones.
お見通しですよ
So we have a drone here that's slowly creeping through. I'm not going to kill that
残
drone.
念だったねこれでどうです
So Yefyala's skill, she killed that a hell of a lot quicker than I thought she would.
みんなを助ける
But there goes that drone. I'm actually going to put the other drone interference here that I got.
私からは敵が見えるけど向こうからは残念だったね
So as you can see, this dude's being rather rude to my archer.
遅すぎる
Who'd I lose? I lost Blue, that's okay.
私からは敵が見えるけど向こうからは
Gonna put beeswax here, or mint if you have her.
スタンダード
And that way, these drones will shoot at beeswax or mint, who should be able to heal back the damage they do.
私からは敵が見えるけど向こうからはで
Now my only concern is that her skill is not going to be ready by the time it comes around,
これしな
because I've actually picked the wrong skill, so that drone's going to get through.
題名よ轟け
So now that's just going to need a little bit of a operator recycle, refresh, call it what you will. It's not going to need any major changes. The only change I'm going to make is Warframe for Telopsis.
新たなデータをパッケージにビルドしました
I might actually yank out Utage, because I'm not using her. And I'm going to just bring Lancet.
医療設備の消毒完了充電完了いつでも出発可能です
And I'm also going to take Armia out and replace her for Haze. Where is Haze? Haze second skill.
自由にやらせてもらうよ
Other than that, no changes, just going to swap stuff around. Actually, I say no changes, I should have changed Beeswax's skill. Hopefully I won't need to, but we'll see what happens.
先輩私たちのことは気にせず全体の指揮に専念してください
So 1 and 2. Sniper as soon as we can.
切りつく
Another sniper as soon as we can.
ご安心くださいまし私からは敵が見えるけど向こうからは残念だったね
Yes.
ロックオン敵の視界に
Silence in.
心配無用よ私のこと我が報いて汝に死をもたらさ
A little drone in. Drone here. And Haze.
影のように。
Now the only real issue with what I've done is I'm going to have to very quickly swap for Nearl.
援護する。
No major dramas.
ちゃんと直すから。
That said, it's not ideal, but it's the situation.
力と栄光。
So our drone disruptor here.
遅すぎる。
Yalla here. And the other drone disruptor is just going to go directly above it. Maybe over here. We'll see how it goes. Actually, no, I just put Yalla in a shocking spot. I should have moved Yalla over one. That's okay.
勝利か。鹿だ。
テクニックを使えばこれくらい。我が無水何時に死をもたらす。先輩、少し暑いかもしれませんよ。
Hayes' skill. I'm hoping the second drone comes in during the skill. It sort of did.
敵の視界には何も映らない。心配無用よ。なんでしょう。押しつぶせ。
当然。
遅すぎる。
Now this is going to be very hairy. It's going to fail because I've messed this up. But again, this is just more of a let it run and see how close things get.
テクニックを使えばこれくらい楽勝でしょ。題名よ。飲み込む。なんとか安全圏まで撤退できましたのでご安心ください。
So that was my own stupidity. I put Yalla in a very poor place.
少し痛いかもしれませんが我慢してくださいね。
We'll swap Beeswax's skill so I don't do it a third time. Hayes is not keeping up with the damage I need, so we're going to swap Hayes out. I'm just going to bring Lazy.
ロドスの方の実力をこの総合で見定めさせていただきます。
Outside of that, I think everything else is fine. So again, just a shuffle of redeployments, and it should be fine. Zimmer, then Texas.
Backtown.
Grey Throat.
他の人は
一気にかかってこい。
ご安心ください。遅すぎる。
Blue.
アーツユニットチャージ中。遅すぎる。
Now, the real dodgy part about this entire situation now is that I need to get Lazy in as soon as possible.
私からは敵が見えるけど向こうからは残念だったね。
So there we go. That works. Not, again, not great, but it's how I'm trying to keep things running. So silence in.
私からは敵が見えるけど向こうからは残念だったね。
The drone disruptor. Or one of the drone disruptors, I should say.
敵の視界には何も映らない。 と直すから。
And then we're gonna pop Yafyala in.
気をつけて行動しますね。遅すぎる。私のことはお構いなく。
I'm actually gonna leave this skill until this drone here gets a little closer.
お待ちしており
There
ま
we
す。
go.
おむつよさが何時に死をもたらさ。テクニックを使えば。
Now I'm gonna also try and leave this as long as I can.
ビビってんじゃね
So
ご命令を。
now, because something's trying to sneak through.
当然私だろ
Liscum facing whichever way. I'm not sure it's actually going to matter.
よしとしましょう
Lazy skill to work on that group. And I'm pretty sure the next group of drones are the last. So what we're going to do is just wait a minute and try and keep Greythroat alive. God damn. Okay, so blue went down. Beeswax in right here. The drone disruptor is still very healthy. Put a drone in here to keep everyone alive. And hopefully this skill will be enough. Maybe. It doesn't look like it. Just a little too shy. So, I might take a slightly different approach. Lazy was not doing what I needed it to do. Lazy. I'm going to swap her out for Meteorite because I want the extra range. And I'm going to keep Greythroat in, I think. Telopsis I'm going to swap out for Ceylon. Because I want a bit more of a broader area of healing. So this time I'm going to put Texas over here. And I'm going to pop Zimmer over here. Because Zimmer's a bit tankier. Whoop. Greythroat here. Blue here as usual. Ceylon is going to go here. Meteorite here. Blue skill nice and early. So far we're looking nice. Gonna pop the drone disruptor there. Now we're just waiting on deployment points again. Silence here.
集中
So over 1 from where I had her before.
集中放送
Yep, Yella here.
気をつけて行動しますね
皆様安心して戦うのですわ
I want Lancet here.
かしこまりました
今の状況にはこれが良いかしら
Who'd I lose? Oh, Lancet, that's okay. I lost my drone disruptor too. So this is probably going to be a
私
glorious,
からは敵が見えるけど向こうからは
glorious wipe. Yeah, I can't get that drone down. And I lost something through here. So that didn't quite work. The issue is damage on the drones, as you can see. So massive, massive issues on damage on the drones. The drones just seem to have a hell of a lot of health, a hell of a lot more than I'm giving them credit for. Did they actually say? Hit points S. There you go. So the drones are the tankiest thing in the entire map. So, like it or probably not, to get them down, I'm probably going to have to bring more damage. Which means I'm probably going to have to scrap Greythroat in favor of, once again, Exucii. Yes. And I'm just going to run her third skill.
チームでの戦い慣れてるから任せて
I'm not really going to change anything else. I'm going to keep the deployment
出る
pretty much identical to how I had it that time. Pretty much. I'm going to reorganize things a little bit because I'm still not 100% satisfied with how that panned out. I'm just watching Texas because I don't want to deploy I want to deploy it like this, but I'm not sure if that's going to work the way I want it to. Yes, it has. Okay. So that's worked exactly how I wanted it to. I may have to just wait a minute for deployment points once again. See if I can catch that drone. I cannot. It's alright. Blue will catch it. So that's the drone disruptor.
目の前の敵に集中しなさいな
And now we're just running through the motions, sort of. So I want the drone disruptor down. Then I want Lancet, who I'm actually going to put a little bit further away this time. I'm going to put Lancet there. And then I'm going to pop down Liskarm. And now that very quick 1, 2, 3 should be enough to get these drones attacking what I need them to attack instead of what they want to attack. basically. So Simmer's just about to get overrun, so we give her the quick switch out for our Healy type. I'm hoping Meteorite swaps to that. She does. One more shot. Oh, just outside of range. That's okay. No dramas. So far everything looks fine. The only thing I need to worry about now is the left arm warrior, who I'm slightly concerned about this drone and Silence's health. So I'll pop the drone there to keep Silence alive so she doesn't get poleaxed. That drone went down, so we've saved Yafiela's skill. Use Blue's skill now as the second lot of drones come out. Who have I lost? Who have I lost? I lost Blue, so that's not super terrible. So I'm going to pop Beeswax in here to assist with all this, because this is going to overwhelm. And as soon as these two drones get nice and close... So I'm just waiting for this one now. And with these two guys in here, Yafiela's skill away. And one sneaking through because I haven't got Blue done. So unfortunately I don't have enough arts damage down that bottom part there. So that's where we're at with that. But other than that, that worked out perfectly. So our issue is arts damage, so we'll yank Meteorite in favor of Shirayuki. And that's it. That's all we're going to do. That's all we're going to change. Takes us in nice and early. Zim in nice and early as well. Yafiela. Exusia, who put her buff on Zimmer. Blue. So that first drone's down, no drama. Ceylon in. Silence in next. Actually, that looks horrible there. So I'm gonna have to deploy Nearl. And Shirayuki. Before I do anything, Blue's skill, because we really need to keep stuff off Texas as long as we can. Okay, healer in. I need to keep Texas in there for as long as humanly possible. Drone disruptor. Lancet gets poleaxe straight away. Nah.
ここで諦めてはいけない。
is me absolutely not paying attention to the other side of the map. And that was my stupid fault. That aside, I'm actually going to yank Texas out. I don't believe Texas is giving me points as quickly as I need them. So, Scavenger in. The one big issue I'm having, and you probably noticed by now, is that my deployment points are just not coming in. And I'm always fighting that uphill battle. So Scavenger first. Zimmer second. Blue, skill. Yafyala. Exusia. Exusia is given a buff, thankfully, to Yafyala this time again, so that's good. This time I'm going to put Lancet in nice and quick, so hopefully she won't get hit. And this time I'm also going to put down Beeswax here to get rid of these drones nice and early, because I need to juggle stuff and I need to keep that Vanguard in for as long as I can. So I've absolutely failed at that. Absolutely failed at that. So really now I'm just looking at what I can do to make things a little better for myself. As it stands, there's not a lot I can do. I can reshuffle where I put things, but to actually say that I can do anything about it is not true at all. The best I can try and do, without again pulling operators out and putting new ones back in, is just constantly cycling how I deploy. So this time we'll start with Zimmer first, and then we'll put Scavenger in. Instead of Blue first, I'm going to put down Shirayuki. And one. Now my only real significant problem is going to be this drone, just because of how I've reorganized things. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use this skill nice and early, because by the time stuff that matters comes, it's going to be sorted out. Use this skill, pop Blue in. And as you can see, that has absolutely just destroyed a lot of things that were going to give me problems in the long run. Shirayuki and Blue are happily starting to kill the boss. My vanguards are all still in place. Wouldn't really call Scavenger happy at the moment. I can fix that. That's fixable. Now I'm going to have to wait for the first drone to come out, and then I'm going to use Blue's skill. So there it is. Blue's skill straight away. Pop down the drone. disruptor.
ちゃんと直すから。
目の前の敵に集中しなさいな。
And now it's really just me waiting for,
ディオポー
well, a lot of things
用意
actually.
断絶する。
So I'm pretty much relying on the fact that...
皆様
Oh,
安
come on,
心
come
し
on,
て
come on,
戦う
come
の
on.
ですわ。
一気にかかってこい。
No.
私の後ろへ
So that's good.
早くし
Skill. Pull her out. Disarm in.
皆様安心して戦うの
There's
で
the
すわ。
second drone. Yafyala's skill is still sort of slowly cycling through. Put the second drone disruptor in.
目の前の敵に集中しなさいな。
Oh, come on, Yafyala.
ディオポーレント
先輩
So I'm going to have to use Yafyala's skill to kill that drone.
先輩
So I'm going to leave it as long as I possibly can.
皆様安心して戦うのですわ。
Oh, it died. Okay. Well, I can run with that. Who died? Who died? Who died? Blue's down, so we're going to put Beeswax over here.
チャージ
Just to assist with all this that's coming through. I think I'm going to have the same problem as last time. The two drones are coming through now, so throw down the healer drone, use the Yafyala skill just to try and stop these two from getting through.
無情の
Shiryuki's skill, maybe.
皆様安心して戦うのですわ。
Beeswax, come on.
敵の砂浜
No,
で眠り
it
な
got
さい
through. Oh, did it? No, I caught it.
みんなを助ける。
なんでしょう
So we're going to leave Nearl there,
うん。
and we're going to pull everyone else. And realize that a drone just got through on that side.
もうダメですドクター私が敵を引きつけますから早く行ってください
So once again, that was pretty good. I'm happy with it. Now, the difference I'm going to change is blue always dies at a certain point. I do keep blue in for as long as I can because she does the art stock. But the bottom line is that I'm going to have to start looking at how I can best utilize blue. Better than I am. And the reason I say that is blue versus pulling blue back, redeploying Beeswax sooner, and using that sort of synergy. So,
出撃の許可が下りました。
Scavenger in first to get those deployment points moving. Zimmer in second.
腰抜け野郎が。
Skill as soon as I can.
やるのか。飛ぶでもがいてろ。
And now I need Shiryuki.
力と栄光は。
Exusia. Exusia, Yafyala, then Exusia.
ついてきて
Blew up
ご安
next.
心くださいましこれでそうです
Exusia's skill nice and early. Just to get rid of these little... I don't even know what you call them. Spiders, I guess.
破壊する。
Salen.
怪我人はおとなしくしていなさい。やるのか。
冷静に 目の前の敵に集中しなさいな。
I'm just going to use blue skill straight away this time.
私のことのですゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みなさい。
Because I just want to get as much damage on the boss and all this stuff coming through as I can.
目の前の敵に集中しなさいな。はい。いけ。
So thankfully the first drone started coming through.
今の状況にはこれが良いかしら。
Everything's still looking good. That was Lancet, unfortunately. Skill. Exusia's killing that, no dramas. So, yeah. I'm gonna put Liscam there facing down. No in. Okay, so that drone's out of range, so now I'm gonna pull Beeswax in. So that's the second drone.
目の前の敵に集中しなさいな。
Come on, Exusia, get that skill going. So as soon as this second tanky bloke gets in range, Beeswax's skill. Drone down in the middle here to help keep everyone alive. Skill. And here come the last two drones. So they're in good range now. So we'll use Yakyala's skill. They're all down. Yakyala's skill's going to get to work on him for the second rep. And I lost someone up the top too. Again. Ah!
再戦の日来たらばこの借り100倍にて返さん。
Alright. So very clearly we've got some little mongrel that wants to go through no matter what happens. So we're going to stop that. I'm going to bring Castle again.
Device scan 完了。通信機能正常。Castle 3 standby.
Because this one little mongrel very clearly just wants to go through no matter what happens. He's not satisfied to just let things be. He's done me over, what, 3 or 4 times now, so I suppose it's time for me to take the hint.
やるのか。お前はもう戻れないんだよ。
ご安心くださいまし。この毒は移りませんから。たまりません。ビビってんじゃねえ。ちょっとからかってあげようっと。サポートは私に任せなさい。あら温度安定しています。
So I'm just going to do the little Speedy Gonzalez through all this to get back to where I was.
今の状況にはこれが良いかしら。用意断絶皆様。
早くしお前はもう戻れないんだよ。
We're going to bring Liscam in again, facing down.
目の前の敵に集中しなさいな。
I really just want one more special skill. Not gonna happen, so we're gonna have to do this. Blue's skill, I'm gonna try and keep her alive because I want her there as long as humanly possible. There goes that drone. Lescarm's happily tanking. I'm hoping there's only 3 there. Skill. Everything's out of range. Blue down. Beeswax in. Castle in behind Nearl. Pop in a drone for silence. Who's getting hammered? The second drone is down from here, so we've got 2 more drones to go. So here come those 2 drones. I'm going to hold off on Beeswax's skill. We're going to pop a silencer's drone in here to help keep people alive. And as soon as this one gets in, we're going to use that skill. There we go. And Beeswax's skill. Second drone disrupted down. Oh, yeah, yalla. Okay, that's good. Shiryuki's skill. That's caught that. And we've just got the one left. Thank you, finally. So I'm going to leave Nearl in because she increases healing, and now we're just going to shove units in to get this guy down. And there he goes. Hell of a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, just because things just kept sneaking through, but it's a high damage fight, so that's really important to note. Now we have the big issue. The very big issue. So remembering that these 6 tiles, so the 4 hill tiles and these two little adjacent ones, they're the ones we can't place on. So that being said, what are we going to need? We're going to need a solid AoE healer. We are going to need very solid vanguards. The tankiest vanguards you ever saw. Now that in and of itself is an issue. I truthfully don't think I can get this done without using a minimum of 2 6 stars, just on the basis of how heavy the damage is. It's Yeah, the damage through this map is so high, especially towards the end. But you need both good defense and good inbound damage. Outgoing damage, sorry. So it's... that kind of makes things even harder. So we don't need Exousia. I don't want to use Scavenger because I'm going to use... I'll try and use Reed. Zimmer with second skill. Shirayuki's a bad option because she just doesn't do enough damage for the job. Yap Yala is in consideration. So is Blue, mainly because she does damage that spaces out. Bliskarm, as we found out, I can't use just due to how little control I have over her. So I'm going to go back to Nian. And red we need. Beeswax we don't need. Armia I'm going to bring. Third skill again. I'm going to try and bring somewhat Grey Throat. This is going to be so dodgy. And I'm going to bring Utage. Now this is going to be so much trial and error. And by so much I mean a hell of a lot. Okay, so that's down, that's good. I'm going to use Yakiela's skill. Zimmer's skill. Goodness, I was hoping for so much more damage on that. So much more damage I was hoping for. So just by looking, there's no way you can get that down without using actual proper tanks. I'm going to take a quick hydration break, and I'll be back to give it another crack. I'd be really interested to see if you could do this with a minimum of 6 stars, but I'm just trying to think. Because things are just getting hammered. And I'm actually very shocked at how hammered they're getting. Actually, I think the better word would probably be astonished at how hammered I'm getting. Oh, jeez. I mean, I'll pull in a full 6. I'll pull in a regular 6-star team to see what it looks like. I'm expecting it to look pretty rugged. This is so bad. But I'm mulling over in my head how I could probably get through this, and I'm very quickly running out of options. Because getting through this without bringing in the sledgehammer is looking worse and worse.
行動開始します。ビクトリアのバグパイプ波状棒ととも
奴らが災いを生み出し戦争を引き起こした元凶なのだ。繁栄かあるいは滅びか。
大気中意志を堅固にする。
私はダブリンだ。
ご安心くださいまし。この毒は移りませんから。ちょっとからかってあげようっと。頑張ります。カラージュ。先輩ご命令を。
Just waiting.
火事には気を
Gonna
つ
use
け
that
てく
skill
だ
as
さい。
soon as I can. Oh,
私の炎は熱いよ。
害虫だ。
yeah, not what I was hoping for. And that's actually hurt me more than it's done anything else. Because I don't get those deployment points back now. Ah, that's entirely not what I wanted to do.
奴らを諦めるな。
So far things are looking okay-ish.
この脆弱な者どもは本物の戦争を目にしたことはないだろう。
ディオポーレント。私の輪郭が見えるかしら。了解しました。
中度は中、すなわち私の体の内部1400度にもなんだよ。
奴らを抑え強化しろ。
速さで先に出す。先輩、火事には気をつけてください。
as you can see, these guys are just carving me up. So unfortunately, it looks like I'm gonna have to move healers to somewhere where I don't want to move them just to have space to do other things. Which is, oof. So I'm gonna need 2 full range healers, which I have. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is looking worse and worse every time I look at it. I think this one might beat me. Mainly because I don't have a lot of time to work on it this week, unfortunately. So I'm trying to rush it, it's just not working out for me.
命令に従い出撃。
奴らが災いを生み出し、戦争を引き起こした元凶なのか。
私の生けし火炎がお前たちの汚れた身の内を浄化する。
繁栄か、あるいは滅びか。
毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。大気中、思考を明晰にするわ戦術。ちょっとからかってあげようっと。
Oh dear.
Gazaで先に出す。
聞いていますよ。私の炎は熱いよ。勝利と敗北。
So I'm still not doing too great there.
それは無限に連なる円環の一部に過ぎません。
So. I'm gonna try this. There's just major issues with placement on this because you can't just line them all up in the center. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna deploy Siege second, hopefully.
安心していってらっしゃい。
どけ。
毒薬の準備が整いました。
So that looks good so far.
私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
Good aim.
ついてきて。
Here.
大気中、生命救済シュールに慈しみ。
Oh, that's not gonna reach. That's horrible.
一瞬です。
I was really hoping it would.
ご指示を。
生殺の木、伊豆くんぞよく行使し。
貴様の生死は私が決める。
この目に
お前の死を
Just waiting for one more skill use. There we go. Bang.
害虫だ
Tank in. And now there's just the massive issue of how am I going to get everything there
気
dead?
をつけて行動しますね
So I'll have to use Nian's skill.
そしたら全部ドカンだ
And just waiting on Yafiala's skill.
先輩火事には気をつけてください
私が行こう諦めるな
Perfect. Well, not perfect, but it worked.
戦いで救うことができるのなら
集中わかりました行けよーし私のこと我が熱液何時も死をもたらす
Alrighty.
始めましょう心配しないで
Oh god, they're still going through them.
先輩火事には気をつけてください
She's just not keeping up.
勝利と敗北それは無限に連なる円環の一部に過ぎません
So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try running. Telopsis again with this skill. Just see how it
パッケー
goes.
ジにビルドしました
Other than that, I don't think I'm gonna change anything. Actually, I'll change Exousia's skill to the second skill so I have a bit more control over it. Try that and see how it goes. Hmm.
命令に従い出撃面倒だな戦術支援システムオンライン進め貴様の生死は私が決めるご安心くださいましこの毒は移りませんからついてきて私の武器は邪悪を壊滅しうる勇猛さターゲットロックオン気をつけて行動しますね戦場に出たからには死ぬ覚悟を決めろロックンロール先輩少し暑いかもしれませんよ私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではないご指示を
Oh,
ご指示を
I'm not sure I like this.
ご指示を初期化医療プロセス開始します邪悪を壊滅しうる勇猛さ
前に進む
待機中 ご指示を。生殺の木伊豆くんぞよく行使し相譲らん。
Bloody hell. I mean, that can be passed off as what I did a little bit differently that time, which is entirely fine. Again, that's a fixable thing. I can just reorganize my deployment, so I'll do that. So nothing needs to be changed, I just need to change how I use my skills.
Everyone,
進め。皆さん、安全確保が第一です。
一気にカットをけ。
待機中。
ちょっと私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
ご安心くださいまし。この毒は移りませんから。待機中。生命の救済シールを見尽くしに。ターゲットロックオン。
貴様の生死は私が決める。よーし、ヒオポーレント。
気をつけて行動しますね。
戦場に出たから死ぬ覚悟を決めろ。準備はできたか？
Okay, so... And until that goes, perfect. Now the tanks are just solidly taking those hits. Flops us a skill, and now we're just gonna wait a little minute until that goes through. Hopefully. There we go. Yep, yellow's skill. Now we have the army here. Silence here.
この剣でお前たちが生きる価値をその肉体ごと切り裂いてやる。みんなを助ける。
Says me so tense. Genuinely tense.
私のでパラージュ。お待ちしたこの毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますね。
Now this is what I'm worried about, because I was hoping these skills would have cycled a bit quicker, but they absolutely haven't. Jesus, 81 damage.
ドクター、皆さんが私のことを信じてくれてますから。
貴様の生死は私が決める。
私に死の目標で完了しました。
I don't know how I can get through this.
大丈夫です。
Quick. What are these? besides pain. Well, I'll give it one more try and see how I go. If I can't get it, then I might have to admit defeat. Ugh. Hmm.
戦いに行くの？私も頭数に入れといて。戦場に向かうのですか
God, this is rough. I just can't get enough damage down, and that's the big problem. I am going to have to reorganize how I do these though, because I noticed that Siege was falling behind.
敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備をしてください。
一気に型を私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
Okay, so
ちょっとからかってあげようっと。毒薬の準備が整いました。
down there.
戦場に出たからには死ぬ覚悟を決めろ。
ご指示、邪悪を壊滅しうる勇猛さ。
Hey. Happy, happy.
Go 指示。私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
No.
生殺の木、伊豆くんぞよく行使し相譲ら。チェーンソーのうなり声が聞こえる？
私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
Okay. Now we want yellow.
行動しますね。 先輩、ご命令を。これでどうです？
Looks good.
了解しました。
Ah, Blaze. God. Well, I thought I could get away with Blaze. I'll give it one more turn. I'll swap Blaze out for someone else, and I'll do that. Failing that, yes. Definitely giving up, because it's very clear I'm not getting anywhere, and blind running it is obviously not working out for me, so I'm going to need to actually commit some brain cells to it. I'm going to have the brain cell rub. But as a few of you may know, I'm actually going away at the end of this week, or the start of next week, I should say, so the brain cell rub is... it's been commandeered by real life. Sad face. Imagine that. Imagine having to deal with real life. Imagine real life stealing my brain cells. How horrible of it. Let's swap these around and see how it goes. If I put Yafiela down here sooner. And Yafiela just gets wiped out. Alright, that's not fair. Try again. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Oh god, this is so sloppy.
Go
I'm still not entirely convinced that Siege is a good deployment here, but... Okay, so Hoshiguma in the front. Now hopefully I can get just Nian's skill to go. Maybe not. Okay. So far so good. Now we just got drones. Oh, I think I missed one. Okay, so here are the big boys. Holy hell. One of them's nearly down. Okay. No, they heal. Not okay. Absolutely not okay.
怖いですか？
速さでこの世にお前の死を
敵を殺してしまうのを下策と心得る。
面倒だ。私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。進め。
戦闘無知をやりとなし名人を立つ。
初めまして。悲しいです。
私の出番？
私のことは
状況異常なし。ご指示生命の救済シュールは慈しに。
Oh, you're kidding me.
ちゃんと直すから。
Yeah, challenge mode.
技で先に出す。早く。
Challenge on charge.
誰一人通すものか。
Oof.
生殺の木、伊豆くん気をつけて行動しますね。
Well, that's not ideal. Ugh.
まあ、銃だって詰まるときはあるし。
No challenge on challenge mode. Well, besides the fact that it is a challenge. But yes, it is. It's rough and I don't like it and I'm failing miserably. I'm failing so miserably. You know, I hadn't really thought to use her, but yeah, maybe I should.
ハンティング始める。
ビクトリアのバグパイプ、波状棒とと
I
もに。
always forget to use the newer operators.
本物の戦
I
争
have
を
like a
目にしたこと
mental
はない
blind
だ。
spot for them.
型をつける。貴様の生死は私が決める。
ご指示を生命の救済シュールは慈しに。ついてきて。
ご安心くださいまし。この毒は移りませんから。どけ。
一瞬です。
よーし、ロックンロール。
貴様の生死は私が決める。誰一人通すものか。
ご指示を。生殺の木、伊豆くんぞよく行使し相譲らぬ。
どけ。準備はできたか。
気をつけて行動しますね。先輩、ご命令を。先輩、火事には気をつけてください。 わかりました。私のことはお構いなく。
始めましょう。
はい。
中度は中。死の矛を持って死の盾を通さばいかん。そしたら全部ドカンだ。
Okay, so far so good. The main thing is damage. I just don't think... I'm not too sure how well Serta survives. Because I've never used her before.
私の出番？私の出番？やっばーレント。私のことはお構いなく。私の我が無知駅が汝に死をもたらす。
了解。百聞が一見にしかず。はい、聞いていますよ。はい、そんなの悲しいです。
先輩、少し暑いかもしれませんよ。
この力真の意味。
あなたの考えはお見通しですよ。私のからお待ちしておりました。
一気に型をつけ召見。
戦闘下りきり。その主の犠牲を無駄にはせん。
貴様のコース、私が決める。
バカでもう逃げ場ない。
戦場に出たからには死ぬ覚悟を決めろ。
早く。
Okay, so far looking so good.
戦闘は槍を刀となし、甲冑を切り裂く。
イエスサー。了解。
毒薬の準備が整いました。
命を据えて誰かよく兵をさらんや。
Bugger.
ついてきて。先輩、わかりました。先輩、少し暑いかもしれませんよ。
戦闘刀を無知となし、肉体を打ち据える。
進め。私のでパラージュ。私のことはお構いなく。速さでもう逃げ場ない。ご指示を。 私のことはお構いな。ちゃんと直すから。
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure that guy's healing.
お待ちしております。
繁栄か、あるいは滅ぶか。
技でもう逃げがない。行け。速さで先に出す。
Haha! Dodgy, but yep.
よし、このまま突き進もう。
Oh dear, that was horrible. That was horrible, and I don't recommend anybody do that. Legend of the Losers, yeah, that is definitely the appropriate medal for how I just got through that. I won't even try and hide it. That was shocking. It was atrocious. It was atrocious, and I'm ashamed of myself. But unfortunately I had to throw the sledgehammer at that because, like I said, I don't have much time this week to actually work through it, so unfortunately, yeah, working and wiggling through not using 6 stars in that map is probably not going to happen whether I wanted it to or not. That said, however, that's where I'm going to be calling the stream for today. I'm sorry I couldn't really be a little bit more helpful on EX8 because the challenge mode, because that was just downright unpleasant is what that was. That said though, thank you for joining. This video will be archived on my YouTube channel, which there should be a link to in my Twitch if you're watching on Twitch. And if you did enjoy the video and it was helpful, then yeah, please subscribe to either Twitch, YouTube, both, whatever tickles your fancy. And as I said, I'm actually going away for work for 2 weeks, so I'll be off for 2 weeks, I'm sorry. But after that I'll be back and I'll be streaming hopefully as usual. I might have to change the times, but either way I'll still be streaming as usual. So I hope you return to see me struggle in many other games then. Like I just struggled then, because there was a lot of struggle. The Magikarp used Splash for maximum struggle effect. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you when I come back from my work trip. Take care, guys.